From the DJC Collectibles Studio, I'm Midwest professional wrestling legend Gage Octane. And now, here's a guy who technically prepared, Kyle Peterson.
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, back again with episode number 62 of the Kyle Peterson Show. And as usual, got a co-host. Yes, it's true, a girl that's not living the dream, she's living the reality. Angie. Angie, say hello.
Hello.
Angie just got off her Harley and she's here ready to party. That's what she's ready to go.
I always try to look bohemian, but I just look biker, don't I?
You do look like a biker. You look like Cher in that movie Mask. Where's Rocky Dennis when we need him? You got that vibe going on. But Angie's here and she's rocking her new summer wear because it's officially the kickoff to summer, Angie. Memorial Day has passed us at this point. Summertime is here. No summertime blues for Angie. Plenty for me,
I was just
but none for you.
Summertime sadness.
So Angie, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm horrible, but besides that, everything else is great.
Yeah.
But Angie got her new look here, and you picked up, is this one of the ones you picked up at the Brass Armadillo?
Yes.
Angie and I went antiquing on Memorial Day, as we had to say, got to get a deal, Angie, of course. 15% off everything at the big antique store. We said, what the heck? Let's go get our steps in. Let's walk around that one. And it was busy.
Let's go get some allergies.
Yeah, let's get some allergies, some dust. There was a lot of people perusing on that fine Memorial Day with that 15% off. And check out the video. Angie and I posted it this week on my YouTube channel, Angie. And we talked all about our fun at the Brass Armadillo. But in a plot twist, how much stuff did I get, Angie? 0. I got nothing. There was nothing that caught my eye, even for 15% off. I did see taxidermy. That's always my goal whenever I go to an antique store is I got to find taxidermy.
Did you see anything else other than the bear?
I saw the bear. I saw an antelope. I saw a couple of deers. I saw a big fish, marlin type thing. The alligator's no longer there. Somebody bought that big alligator, but
I can't believe we didn't keep the bear rug out of my dad's house.
That's
Actually, I don't recall seeing it.
I don't remember.
But we had it. I always had it growing up.
I would have loved to put that bearskin rug down in front of our fireplace. That would have been an ultimate, really.
Oh, the content you could have filmed there.
Yes, I could have really brought that room together with that one. That would have been amazing.
A cigar and a...
But Angie, you just went crazy. You went scarf crazy. It could be the summer of scarves for Angie here. And I got a little summer western wear kind of vibe going on here. Just to kick off summer. Here with some bright colors. But Angie, she's rocking the scarves. How many scarves did you find here?
I can't remember if I got 5.
Woo.
5 or 6?
Like $50 in scarves is a wild thing.
Well, I got a ring too.
And a ring. Oh, and they pried it off some dead grandma and they put it to the antique store trying to get $15. Oh, but you're all in on the scarves, so now you're going to have a different one every week for us, or what's the plan?
Ooh,
yeah, I don't know. I don't either. I think you got to be careful. You don't want to get stuck into a rhythm where you're having to wear a Western shirt every single time. You don't want to get in a rhythm like that because it can happen. It can happen. There's no doubt. But Angie, before we get too far into it, we got to thank the sponsor of the podcast, of course, each and every week. It is DJC Collectibles. Use discount code 8OFFDJC to save 8% off your entire order. And Angie, here we are, knocking at the back door of June. You like to knock on a back door a time or two every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
But June is a big, get a drink in her. That's exactly right. Maybe 2. But June is an important month because it is my birthday. And also yours, I guess. But both of our birthdays are in June. So Angie, June 10th, right around the corner. Are you prepared for this? Are you ready for this?
No.
Ooh, me neither. It's another year, another birthday.
I'm finally turning 30.
Finally going to be 30, the big 3L.
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink.
I wish.
430 is what I feel
Although
like.
one of Emma's classmates did tell me the other day that she thought I was Emma's sister, which I thought was crazy. Did you hear her say that?
No.
I was like, I don't usually play favorites, but...
we did go to Emma, our youngest daughter, 5th grade wax museum yesterday, and it was interesting. I signed an autograph, took some pictures with the kids. You know how it goes. That's don't just get this graded, this autograph here on this piece of paper that you ripped out of a notebook.
You were a wax museum of yourself.
Yeah. So we perused around, watched the wax museum and all that. Emma, she was one Rosa Parks. You ever heard of her? She refused to give up her bus seat. It was a wild power move once upon a time.
I was actually shocked that she had a depth character.
I was very surprised because
everyone else is picking Sabrina Carpenter or
baseball
Michael
player,
Jordan
or
yeah.
There was a guy that was a K-pop kid. He did one of the Stray Kids, and I was surprised Emma went that way, and she was too embarrassed, she said, to go a different way. So it was interesting. I was just very pleased she didn't dress in blackface. That could have been dangerous as Rosa Parks. You don't do that in this day and age, that's for sure. So, and nobody did. I didn't see any kids in blackface, but I did see a Harriet Tubman. I saw Rosa Parks. I saw Teddy Roosevelt. There's a good one there. I feel like I had to do something like that back in the day, and I was Jose Canseco, if I'm not mistaken. So I talked about the first ever 40-40 man. Of course, the Oakland A's World Series back in the day. Fleeing Cuba with his brother Ozzy in tow, twin brother. It was a great time. But it was an interesting one at the old wax museum at the school.
What would I have been? I definitely would have been a women's basketball player.
You would have been like Janis Joplin.
Cheryl Swoops or something.
Cheryl Swoops. You could have been Cheryl Swoops. I remember, was it Cheryl Swoops who I met?
had her basketball shoes.
I forget who I met at a work function one time, and it was like, it might have been Cheryl Swoops. It was up in South Dakota, beautiful this time of year. And she told a story about her daughter was just starting to play basketball. And, you know, she was out in the yard or whatever playing and stuff. And young daughter was yelling at her saying, "No, you're telling me how to do it all wrong. Coach Jim says I should do it this way." And I remember laughing pretty loud because Cheryl Swoops said something like, your Coach Jim is an orthodontist. She goes, "I play basketball professionally," is when she said something like that. But her daughter wouldn't take her advice, wanted to use Coach Jim, the orthodontist, basketball advice.
That's cute.
So I found that to be pretty funny. But it's nearing the end, Angie. 5th grade's over. The end of the kitty stuff. It's going to be a sad last day. Maybe we'll get some video.
Well, tomorrow we have to do a clap out, it's called, where they have all the 5th graders come down and all the parents and everybody clap. I'm going to be balling. Because
they have 6th and 7th is junior high, then 8th and 9th is junior high 2, and then 10th, 11th, 12th is the big high school.
So they're both transitioning to a new school.
Yeah. Sad times. You're getting older and older. I'm getting older and older.
30 years old.
Oh, 30 years old to have a 30-year-old. It's wild. To be 30 years old and have a 30-year-old kid. It's a weird deal.
That
math doesn't math very well.
30 with a 15-year-old.
It happens, though. It happens. So it's interesting. But yeah, now it's going to be summertime. Kids are going to be running around. Hopefully we got a honey-do list for them this summer to work and earn their keep around here instead of just eating us out of house and home.
I hate the summer because every morning I leave, the house is picked up, and then when I get home, it's just like...
disaster. Just a
disaster.
It's
like I didn't even... I know,
and that's my thing. I'm trying to get my stuff organized. I've had no time. I'm going to have no time. I don't know how I'm ever going to get this done.
It's more out of control than it ever has been.
It has been.
It's literally everywhere.
I can't get it under control. I don't have time. The only thing I could do is just stop doing YouTube. I could just take 3 months. Maybe I'll take the summer off. We just take a siesta for the whole summer.
And you just are entering the busiest time of your work.
There's a lot going on. So I don't know. But I am taking 3 days off next week, so I'm hoping...
You need 3 years.
I know. I took that week off, and then I got called away, and I got some work done. And I got a lot of work done. It just doesn't look like it.
It almost looks worse than before because you have everything in monster flats.
I've had to, because all my wrestling figures and the elites and the detals, I'm having to take them out to reorganize them. So I am getting some organized, but in return, it's making a mess it's making it messier. It's just a whole process, and it takes a while. You know, nobody yelled at Van Gogh to hurry up his paintings. Nobody ever did that, but here I am.
You don't have one empty space that you can put things in to transition. Everything's cluttered.
Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm transitioning. So that's why if you go down there, there's 12 empty Detolf cubes because it's pulled out.
No, I mean, if you had a whole room that was empty, you could move stuff into as you're flipping.
That's a lot of work to move everything into one room, to move it and pile it up and then move it all the way back. That's too much. Okay. That's too much work. That's too much. That's too much. But I don't know if I'll ever get it done. Probably not. Probably not. I'm
gonna have to move out. I need a she shed. You need to build me a she shed.
Nobody's stopping you.
I can't live in this house anymore.
Nobody's stopping you. Oh, but here we go. Summertime's about there. So I got 3 days off next week. I'm hoping to crack away at that. I've got 4 days off at the end of June. I'm hoping I can even take these days off, but I'm going to try my hardest. So we have that. And then I'm going to try to take a week in July. I'm going to try to take a week in August. None of this is going to happen. But I got 30 days of PTO, so I should use it. And every year, I've always given up a week or 2 weeks. I just didn't use them. And I don't want that to happen this year. I got things I need to do, so I got to use it up. But the hard part is your job just... soapbox again. Get me off it.
You should just take every Monday off for the rest of the year.
Monday's my busiest day of the week, so it would have to be Friday.
Okay, so take every...
But then Friday is it's funny, is we have a thing now where everybody gets off at 2 o'clock on Friday. It's early out Friday. I'm like... How do you get out at 2 o'clock? It's all the customers I deal with, they're not done at 2 o'clock, so they're still calling me. I can't just throw them off. So Luckily, Friday afternoons are about the quietest time of the week, though, usually. So hopefully I can get some of that in as well. We'll see what happens. It's crazy life. It's crazy life, Angie. And it's even a crazier wife over here. But Angie, it's time to dive into the Patreon. Of course, June is a new month. That's where I started. We were knocking on Angie's back door once again for June. It is Patreon. It is the month of June. This month's giveaway, it's a platinum. It's a pig. It's Professor Pig from DC McFarlane Toys.
Gorge.
Looking really good. Bloody edition right here. An all-timer in the McFarlane line. And when we do a final top 10 one of these days, he possibly could be a top 10 character. Just a creepy factor alone. A little extra blood. I'm here for that. Check out Patreon. Plenty of stuff over there. Your best way to support Kyle and Angie throughout the summer, of course. Get her some more handkerchiefs for her head. But scarves, right? Or what are they?
Vintage scarves.
Vintage scarves. Like vintage Western shirts. I get it. But yeah, check out the Patreon. You get early access to all the videos from both YouTube channels. You get early access to this very own podcast here. You get the video version early, sometimes like 5 days early.
Maybe I should give away a scarf.
Give away a scarf. Oh boy. But Angie, that reminds me, we are doing a special Q&A video, just you and me, that I asked for questions for on social media and stuff. I said, hey, put it in the Patreon. That's the only way you're going to get your questions answered if you put it in the Patreon. And guess what? You can be a free member of the Patreon as well. There's free.
Do you think there'll be any juicy questions?
There's a few in there that are okay. Not really. Not too juicy, if that's what you're getting.
I thought I would encourage the bad behavior.
Angie's trying to encourage it. But no, I think there is something. But it goes away with you giving away one of those. So we'll get into it. But we'll be doing that here in the next week or so, whenever we can find time to film a Q&A. I'm not sure exactly.
Jesus, take the wheel.
I'm not sure exactly. But a lot going on Patreon, YouTube channel memberships. Appreciate the support out there. Check it out if you want there. Summertime, Angie, I think last week we talked about our big goal, and we did accomplish that goal. We did get a grill.
Oh, yeah.
We did get a grill. We bought the cheap grill again. We said, let's just get a cheap one again, and we'll throw it away next year and buy another cheap one, probably is what we'll do. But one of these days we'll get a big
We almost didn't get it in the car.
Yeah, it was close. It was close. We had to do some shenanigans. There's no doubt.
I've always bought one in a box and built it, and then I never even thought that you could just buy one that they built already.
Pre-made at Walmart. Let's just roll it out.
But she barely fit in.
Ooh, it was
close. Those
arms.
tables.
Usually they're like
they don't drop down.
Adjustable, and they weren't on this one. But that's what you get for the cheap Walmart brand. But whatever. It'll get us through the summer. We'll move on, and yeah, we'll just
it'll be on the curb.
Enjoy our grilled meats is what we're going to do. If we can afford it, meats are ridiculous. These steaks, we got these steaks. I think you got them from like Target of all places, which is not the best place
Walmart.
to get. Oh, you're worse. I don't like those Walmart Target steaks. But
they were labeled as thin in their defense.
Oh, okay. So
they were thin cut.
I take it back because they were way too thin. I'm looking at them like, what is this? Like paper.
Well, you're being cheap. There was like $30 for 4.
And that's the thing. It's like...
Or the thin ones were like...
It's weird.
20.
For me, I'm not a huge steak connoisseur. I don't live by steak. There's some people that just crave a steak. I have never said, man, I'm craving steak. Have you?
Yeah.
I have
all
never.
The time.
I have never craved steak.
But I would never buy a really expensive steak and grill it on my own because I would ruin it. Like if I need a really fancy steak, I'm going somewhere.
I think part of it is my high roller dad as a little kid. I didn't really understand how good I had it until I went off to college because he would make New York strip basically every single night. We would have 2 New York strips each and like a baked potato for dinner every night. And that was our dinner. So like as a kid growing up, I didn't think anything. It's just steak. Oh, it is what it is. And then when I went out on my own, I'm like, I'm going to get some of these New York strips. And I looked, it was like $15 each. I'm like, what the heck is this? I ain't buying. And I'd eat 2 back then. So I was eating good in the neighborhood. I didn't know how good I had it.
We just got to stock up. There's a lot of good meat sales to be had in the summer.
If you pay attention, but meat prices are sky high, and that's where it goes for meat. So if for the family, we buy 4 steaks, and it's like $50-$60 for these 4 steaks, these New York strips or whatever, it's like $60. We could literally go to Chipotle or something and eat for $10 less. And I understand it's not the same, but you've got to grill the steak, do all that work, which I ain't got time for that either, but it's just a weird thing. It's a head game with price games and stuff. And we talk about it with action figures a lot on my YouTube channel about, it's hard to get adjusted to price increases and stuff. And a lot of people are that way with food. I am especially. And I know kind of the ins and outs of that world, of course. But we'll see if we eat any more steak this summer. We'll see.
Oh, we will.
Oh, we will. Okay.
I'm cooking it next time, though. You burnt that.
Well, you guys like yours well done. So
that was like... crispy.
It was crispy. It was good.
It was extra crispy.
Well, Angie, last week we talked about our girl Vanna White. Huge fan of the channel. Send us that autograph. I thought that was really awesome of her. Shout out to Vanna. Vanna's a real one out there with Wheel of Fortune. This week, though, not to be outdone, we got another fan mail sent to us in the mail. and it was the Fonz Henry Winkler. Very strange for Henry Winkler to send this to us, but he's not taking autograph submissions anymore here. And he put that note in there. I'm like, I didn't even request your autograph. I'm not even that big of a Fonz fan, but hey, my uncle loved the Fonz back in the day. That was more his generation than mine. But I saw Happy Days. Not gonna lie,
I thought he was dead.
I saw Happy Days reruns and stuff. Of course, I know him more from like The Water Boy and stuff like that. But one of the greatest actors of a generation or something like that. But shout out to Henry Winkler, apparently following the channel. I was kind of surprised he was a real one like that. But shout out to Henry Winkler this week. Vanna White last week. Who's next? Who's next? I don't know. I need to get a P.O. box, Angie, is what we need. Because I don't know if I want Henry Winkler having my address. It's dangerous. You might just show up unannounced. You never know. You never know. But Angie, we did watch some TV this week.
We did?
We did. We watched a couple of documentaries this week is what we watched. Now, you want to talk about these at full length and give your full detailed review?
No.
I was kind of disappointed in everything we watched. One of them, I couldn't even remember the name of it. And it was like about...
The Family I Had.
The Family I Had. And it was... I wish I never had their family.
I wish I never had watched it.
I know. Angie said this is really good. And where did you find it at?
I think it was on Prime.
Amazon Prime. And it was about... It was about a kid that killed his younger sister.
I mean, my defense, the premise of it was like he murdered his sister. He had a schizophrenic dad. His grandmother went on trial for killing her husband. She got off. The mom had been, and the grandma had been married 7 times. The mom had been married 2 times. It sounded really
Jerry
good.
Springer
There was
stuff.
a lot.
Yeah, and it was terrible. It was like...
But it was so boring. I don't know if it was the way they filmed it or what.
I kind of like fell asleep in the middle somewhere. And I was editing videos during it too. So it wasn't... But the kid didn't even get... I thought the whole end was going to be the kid finally got out of jail and then he was going to come kill again or something. But they said...
Yeah, because she had a new son and then she was letting the killer son interact with the little boy. And I was like, that's crazy.
That's a dangerous game.
And then the grandma and the boy in jail sued the mom.
Yep.
And then the mom ended up moving in with the grandma. But the weird thing is the grandma was like super rich. Like she owned like a
horse farm or something.
Distribution or transporting company or some bottling company. I don't even know.
I don't know. It was terrible. I know that much. So I don't recommend that. And then we watched one that you wanted to watch too. It was like The Crash on Netflix.
That one's gone very viral. Everybody's talking
about that. I thought that was just as bad.
Yeah. I mean, she was annoying. Everyone said I was going to be hate raged by the end of it for her, but I was like,
I didn't care either way.
I was like, I saw it coming from a mile away.
Like I didn't understand it.
It's like obviously this whole group was very toxic. It's like
I thought they were all best friends. They started like they were best friends and all this stuff, and then they had their usual squabbles. But so how do we think that ended? Like, do we think she was mad at him and just drove in there?
1000%.
Oh, that's what they think happened?
1000%.
It's like she just
because she had threatened to do it before. Like she had got behind a wheel and driven really fast. This is actually a thing I've heard of females do.
Yeah,
it's like when you have a man that doesn't give you a reaction, you're trying to do some crazy behavior to get a reaction out of them.
You can always see my reaction right in front of your face. You can always see it. Oh, reaction?
What's up, dog?
Reaction. I thought you said something else that sounded like that. You can always tell, but
oh my god,
I don't know. So she apparently wanted to kill herself too. Possibly she was okay with that. I guess.
I think she was just in such a little fit of rage that she didn't even
think it through. It's always weird too in these DUI crashes and stuff. It's like the driver always lives, but the passengers always die. Why is that? That is such a weird thing. Or even just normal car crashes. Obviously not every time, but it feels like that's what happens. And you always see it on the news. Oh yeah, DUI. The DUI guy lived, but he killed the whole family of 18 that were in there on their way to the amusement park or something.
Well, they say if you try to tense up, you know what I mean? So maybe they were in a totally different mindset than her going into that wall. Plus, if you're drunk, it's your reaction's down.
I guess. And they were on shrooms and stuff. I don't really recommend it. I remember the time you were telling me that story when you were 19 and you put the shrooms in your back door in the thing to hide it through security. That was a power move by Angie. It was Party Angie doing that. Was that somebody else I knew? It might have been somebody else.
I actually don't think I did that, but I'm shocked I didn't. I'm shocked I don't have a drug butt story.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
I have a lot of other stories.
Whew. You do got some stories, but I thought that movie was terrible. Documentary was terrible as well. I lost total interest half hour into it or so.
I just don't get why they have cell phones because she's still posting on social media.
No, weird. Yeah, I don't know.
It's like, how is this happening?
Prison doesn't sound all that bad sometimes. Like the food doesn't seem as bad. You got a warm room. The worst thing about prison is like always having to have your guard up and like you got to get your shoulders up because you don't want to be the weak link in prison. You got to like carry yourself. But that's the worst part is always being on guard and making sure, okay, here's a new guy. I got to tell him who's boss and the way of the land. But besides that, you're like watching TV. You're like working out. It's like almost like a vacation. It's like I don't have to work.
It's also weird to me that they can have makeup and stuff. Like they shouldn't even be allowed to have like.
I don't know. It's a weird. It's
they
a
all
weird
have
deal.
like a full face of makeup on in there.
It's a weird deal. I don't know. It is what it is. But we also watched one more documentary. It was like, how did we have time for this many documentaries this week? I never have time for this. But we watched one called The Secret Mall Apartment. You remember this one?
Yeah.
I like this one the best of the three. It was still a little bit strange.
It was a little slow.
It was a little slow and a lot of hippies. I mean, it was a hippie thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was weird because it like kind of coincided with when I was in like high school and college. So when they showed the flashback stuff, it's like, gosh, this kind of looks like what my friends and I wore and like stuff where you go to like, oh yeah, here's the apartment where the heavy metal band's playing all the time. We're all, hanging out and doing that stuff. So they had one of those things. And then pretty ingenious of this group. It feels weird. How would they take notice of this? But they were building this big mall in Providence, Rhode Island. And they noticed during the construction that there was like wasted space. I would never look at a building being made and say,
well, that's just his artistic like eye.
It must be. And these guys were a little bit out there, of course. And they found this little passageway in the mall. And for like 4+ years, they lived there and they brought stuff in there slowly.
God, I can't believe they never got busted. They brought couches up there, tables, even like cinder blocks because they built a wall and put a door in.
TV, and they got power into there and lights, and it was quite the fiasco there. And the best part of it was like when they talked about, I guess there's spoiler alerts in this, but when they get caught, which obviously you knew they were going to get caught, where they talk about like the young security guards, like they reenacted it all, how they were caught and all this kind of stuff. So I thought that was a pretty interesting way to go about things. I mean, it just kind of ended like I figured they'd have like a reunion there, but the guy is like banned from being there ever again. And it sounds like that mall is kind of like going out of business. Like a lot of the malls.
He broke in at the end. Well, he went at the end, and it was complete just to kind of see if it was empty.
The thing was though, I'm not sure if that was him because they never showed his face.
Oh.
So I was like, is this actually him, or they just get somebody else?
Well,
or
they
one
were
of the
portraying it was him because he was wearing the same outfit.
Yeah, so like they made it sound like that, but then I noticed they never showed his face in that. So did he actually go back?
I bet he did, but they just didn't show his face because then you could never prove it.
I guess that's probably too, if he really did do it, because then they said we have it on camera that you went there. So either way, and it was funny as the place was still up there too. It was like the room wasn't like flooded or like sealed off.
Yeah, they removed everything.
They took all the stuff out, but the room was still there, and just a wild thing. But kudos to them. They lived there for 4 years, didn't have to pay anything.
Well, no, because they all had houses. So it kind of explained, like they just like did it as like a experiment, basically to see if they could do it.
Like some guys would stay there for 4 nights, then go back home and then come back. Because obviously they didn't have
no
water.
one was solely living there.
But their goal was they wanted to feel like they really did. So their goal was to get mail there and find a place to shower and stuff in the mall. And I don't think there was any of that. But they kind of let some guy at the Pottery Barn in on it. So I don't know if he squealed on him. They didn't say that, but like, I don't know. It was interesting. I mean,
it was weird that they didn't like need the place. It wasn't like this was like homeless people like hoarding. It was like more of a social experiment or like artistic.
But these guys, these people looked like they'd slept on the streets. I feel like
everybody used to look like that back in the day.
Yeah, but like they showed like their old place.
Grunge.
Like they used to all live in this like warehouse that was just disgusting and gross, and they like lived under like there was one of the guys that lived under the bridge or something and had like arts and stuff under there. So it was a weird group. I don't know if this would be my group I'd be hanging out.
They're just like people that don't care about money. Like anything that they make, they put back into their art. It's like they're just constantly living. Like,
they're just living
paycheck to paycheck or whatever.
Yeah, they don't have the.
But he was a teacher. The main guy was like an art teacher.
Shoe fits.
But then he did all that line art that was cool for
the hospitals and the kids. So he was doing some good
with
deeds
like tape.
around there.
He did it with tape,
and he was getting paid in meals there. They were giving him the meals. So
I think he got actually paid too.
No, he didn't.
They didn't get paid for the 9/11 thing they did.
Oh, I don't even remember that.
So they went all around New York and put up one of those line things for each person that died. But people were coming up behind him, taking them down.
So that was The Secret Mall Apartment.
Why do we always talk for 30 minutes at the beginning?
I don't know. We got a lot to say, I guess. This podcast is flowing. It's flowing into just free flow. Free flow is what it's flowing into.
How are we still having
playing catch up? But Angie, we're almost done with the housekeeping here, but next week's the big one. We got our early premiere. I think it's next Wednesday night for the He-Man and the Masters Universe movie, which is very convenient. We'll go to that Wednesday night, film the podcast Thursday. We'll give the old review on He-Man and see what all the fuss is about. Now, I'm hearing there's a lot of fuss.
Oh, no, not good or bad?
No, not good fuss.
Good,
so we'll see. We'll see. It'll be interesting because I am a lifelong fan. Angie knows enough to be dangerous, maybe, if at best. I don't think you ever saw the old version, did you, from the 80s?
I'll probably like it. It's like a modern version of it.
So we'll see what Angie thinks about it, too. So we'll cover all that next week. And Angie, you know what we need to do for the Try New Foods next week is they have 3 He-Man-inspired Krispy Kreme donuts. So maybe we get all 3 of those and we just try those next week.
The Krispy Kreme buy has finally opened.
It did reopen after a massive fire at the Krispy Kreme. Hard times. So we'll probably try that next week. Maybe an all He-Man episode. Maybe you can dress as Panther or something like that in purple.
Lord.
Who knows? What
about the Iron Maiden documentary?
I wanted to see that one, but it's not out.
Will it come to streaming?
Hopefully, somewhere, sometime. So I definitely got to watch that as well. I don't think you'll want to watch that, though.
I'd like that one.
She'd like that one. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that one.
I'll dabble.
We got a lot of things around the corner, too. We got Joe Bob Briggs coming here in a couple of weeks. We're going to go to Joe Bob. We'll see how that is. Angie, we're going to go, or at least I'm going for sure. I don't know about you, but Marty Stewart's coming to town. Oh, I'm tempted. Tempted by Marty Stewart.
I'm tempted.
He's coming. Who else is coming?
I thought you were going to a concert at the end of the month.
Yeah, I think good friend of the channel, Jeff George, is coming into town, and it looks like we might be going to Sebastian Bach and Quiet Riot. Maybe we can get Jeff on stage to play guitar for Sebastian again. You know, he was Sebastian's guitarist once upon a time. We'll see how that reunion goes. And then Gene Simmons is in town as well, so we might go see Gene Simmons.
Crazy.
So and the Gene Simmons band the next day.
Oh my gosh!
2 days in a row. So. We'll see what happens. There are going to be shenanigans in June. And then, of course, Angie's birthday, June 10th, and my birthday, June 25th. So we'll have to do something. Where do you want to go eat on your birthday?
I don't know. I got to think about it.
I figured you were going to say, I want to go Texas Roadhouse. That's what I thought you would say.
I think I want my good steak at like the Courthouse Brewing.
Oh, okay.
Or something. Well, no, because they changed it.
Yeah.
Never mind. I got to find a new one. Maybe like Johnny, what is that place called?
John and Nick's? Or Johnny's Italian Steakhouse?
Yeah.
We'll figure out where Angie wants to go. I'm probably going to go to a pizza place somewhere. That's probably because nobody in this family will eat pizza anymore. They're all over it. So
we got to balance that budget because mine's going to be like
$100. I just want a pizza. That's
yours
all
is
I
like
want.
20.
Yeah, it is what it is. So there it is, Angie. That's a half-hour housekeeping. We got to get moving here. We got things to talk about, and we're going to cut right to the chase, Angie. I can hear your tummy growling from here. It's time to try new foods because it might taste good. Brought to you by Deutsch Snacking Dough. Use the link in the description.
A little bit of this and a little bit of that. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. We gotta try new food because they might taste good.
All right, Angie, it's time to try new foods because they might taste good.
And adjust my brother.
Oh my God, just take it off. Just take it off. And Angie, we'll never forget last 4th of July, you broke the internet in weekly purchases. You got a something to break it this year?
I feel like everybody's over my boobs. I'm
think
showing
we're
them
all
too
over it.
much. It's
We're
just
showing
like,
them, yeah.
That was the first time, and it was like...
People were shocked. They didn't know you were packing all that heat. So
I got them out every week.
Yeah, so now you'll put them away. Put them away for that. She'll go totally opposite direction
I'm
there.
gonna be in a parka.
Yeah, exactly. You'll just totally flip the script is what you'll do. There you go. Or maybe just pasties or something.
I got plenty other cute swimsuits.
Do you now? Well, we'll see what happens. It could be the summer of swimsuits for Angie. We'll see what happens. But Angie, before we get into all
maybe
that,
we can be in the pool.
we better get a bigger pool. We can see if we can use the neighbor's pool or the neighbor over here.
We have that new blow up one we just got from Costco.
You know, you got a lot of hot air to blow it up, I'm sure. But maybe we got a nice pool across the street, our old neighbor. And my grandpa was his mentor once upon a time. So whenever he sees me, he's like, your grandpa did so much for me. I'm like, my grandpa, he did so much for you. Can we borrow your pool for an hour? We got some filming to do. Could we do that? I feel like he'd do it. He's a good religious man, so he'd probably let us do it. But he'd probably creepily stare there or sit there and watch the whole time where Angie's filming her OF content the whole time over there. Who knows? Who knows? But Angie, we got to get into it. We're 30 minutes in here. Let's get down to this. We got 2 things to try this week. What do you got for us, Angie?
Same realm. New Chips Ahoy limited edition for the soccer. We got dulce de leche and chocolatey churro.
Okay. All right. So a little flavor, a little international flavor for World
the churro
Cup.
one looks filled, and this one's just like the chips are chocolate.
And this dulce de leche, they've been bringing this one out every couple of...
the way you said it.
Dulce de leche.
Dulce de leche.
They've been bringing this out every couple of years since I worked for Nabisco back in the day. So this is not brand new. I've had this before, but it's back out for the soccer season. You go to your stores, you go to any grocery store right now in America, it's all World Cup or America 250. They're rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling with that stuff like you wouldn't believe. And that's the way it goes. Smells good. Smells like dulce. There's a lot of dulce smell to this. Mm-hmm. What do we got for calories? Probably don't even want to know. 130 calories per 2 cookies. So there it is. Mm-hmm. So are you ready to try it?
No, 65.
Taste that leche flavor. The thing is, too, we always get these new items every week. And we try like one of them, and then they all sit in the cupboard. We end up giving them to the rats.
It's weird, though. Mine doesn't, has no chips. So all I'm tasting is the cookie base. Look at mine.
Oh, yeah.
It's weird, because compared to the picture.
Yeah. You got a bum one. I got some chips in mine.
That's weird.
Is this like caramel?
Yeah.
Win an epic experience with Sophia Wilson. I wonder what that experience entails. How epic would it be? And have you ever heard of Sophia Wilson?
Mm-mm.
Me neither.
I've heard of this girl, Alex Morgan.
Where's Pele? Didn't he die? Pele? You know, for work, I go to Kansas City for work, and for the next 2 months, I'm not allowed to stay in Kansas City because hotels are so expensive. They're having a blackout because Kansas City has World Cup this year. For those that know. I don't know.
It's weird how they all have Mexican or Spanish or whatever, like the churro and why didn't they do other?
It's because that World Cup, it's an international flair. What do we got here? 140 on 2 cookies. 1 gram of protein. 1 gram. Gotta get your protein in, folks. What is this? Chocolatey churro. Now, I like a churro.
Cinnamon-y?
I remember the first time I ever had a churro was in high school. I'd never had a churro in my life, and then they had them every day, and they were $1, and I would eat a lot of churros at school.
If you get a really soft one,
oof. And then I also in my high school, had Little Caesars pizza every single day.
That's crazy.
I had literally, I would eat a slice of pepperoni Little Caesars pizza, and I would get 4 white milks. That was my lunch every single day in high school. I was a wild card. 4 milks. Not chocolate.
I only got a rectangle pizza on Fridays.
I love that rectangle pizza. Mm-hmm. I love that.
It's like Totino's, underbaked Totino's kind of. It has that fluffy bottom. Oh, you're going for it.
Ugh. It's got the chocolatey middle.
The chocolate middle was nice. Usually it's gross.
It was weird. First bite was not good.
But the cinnamon's throwing me off.
Yeah.
Because it's very strong.
Is that what that is? That cinnamon on the back end? The chocolate's nice and creamy, Angie.
I mean, this one's better, quality than that one. And you can actually see the chips. The filling's nice. Filling's very, fudgy. Mm-hmm. It almost tastes like a frosting, like a canned frosting.
It's like they pack that fudge extra tight, just like you like it. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
I like this one better, but...
It's weird. I like the dulce de leche better. But I like the fudge cream in this one better. Mm-hmm. But I don't like what surrounds the fudge cream.
This one would have been amazing if it was a filling of the dulce de leche. If it was stuffed like this one.
I really like the soft creaminess. Now, these are brand new, so that's why. These sit on the shelves for a while. They're going to harden up a little bit more. Mm-hmm. I like the creaminess of that middle.
Yes.
But I don't like I don't know if that's cinnamon or what that's supposed to be on the outside. It's got a weird taste to it.
Yeah, cinnamon and chocolate aren't a good combo for me.
Yeah. So I don't know. So what are you going to go out of 5 on each of these, Angie?
I'll just give them both a 3.
I'm going to give a 3 to the dulce de leche. Better than I remembered. It still doesn't knock my socks off. And then I'm going to go 2 on the chocolatey churro. I don't know. I like the middle, but that aftertaste of the rest just...
Yeah. One has a better taste, one has a better texture.
Yeah.
If they only could be combined.
If they can only combine. You could put them together, put some peanut butter in between them and stick them together and have a peanut butter cookie. Who knows? But there it is. Let's try new foods because it might taste good. What do we got next week? Or we have to find something?
We'll find something.
We got some Dubai chocolate, but we're not sure if we're going to do that. It's kind of like our safety reserve net if we can't find anything. But we'll have to...
But we've already done it, technically.
We'll have to keep our eyes out. Tonight, Angie, is we have free Buffalo Wild Wings. Hopefully you guys are subscribed to my second YouTube channel, Kyle Peterson 2.0. Each week we put a Buffalo Wild Wings review up, as we got Buffalo Wild Wings for for a year free. So we've been going every week, and we've got to use our coupon because the month's almost over, and we always got to go when it's a deal night, because we got to get stuff for the kids too. It's a whole thing. But we got to go to Buffalo Wild Wings tonight, try something, and then we got to go to Walmart right in front of there and get a couple of groceries. I need chocolate milk. That's how I get to sleep at night. So I need chocolate milk, look for action figures, and we got to see if we can see any new stuff around the store.
I was going to be mad. She wants to go to Jethro's.
That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. That's for sure. So there it is, Angie. Let's try new foods because it might taste good. But Angie, now it's time for an all-timer of a story.
Oh,
brought to you by Decade Eyewear. Use the QR code, save $10. It's time.
Yeah.
All right, it's time for little tales from retail, Angie. And we haven't brought up the name of Fulci lately. You gonna get comfortable and sit and just do your usual thing? That's usually where Angie goes. It's quite the view right here, Angie.
I was gonna give it a minute or so.
If you guys could just see what I'm seeing right now, but here we are. It's time for little tales from retail, and evoking the name of one Fulci again, of course. Fulci. We haven't done our Fulci movie reviews for a while. We'll get back to it. Trust me. But Fulci had his Hell's Gate trilogy. Kyle had his firing trilogy once upon a time, the old Nabisco days way back in the day. In the last couple of weeks, we've told some of those tales. We told my first firing. We told the time where the guy walked off into the woods and I offered to take the bullet for my boss at the time, or my old boss. It was a wild time, but things get even wilder this week in the Tales from Retail. And I think when I was thinking back, I was going through the old mental Rolodex and I was diving through there. I said, this is probably the craziest story I've ever had. Probably the craziest firing story I'll ever be a part of in my entire career. And you guys are in luck because I'm going to tell you the tale today. So sit on down, stay a while for Tales of Retail. Angie, you're here too. Good to see you. Good old gal. But this one's pretty wild here. Now, this goes back where I first met this individual who was later fired. Not to bury the lead, of course, but he was fired in this video. And we'll talk about that here in a second. But it goes all the way back when I was a sales rep. This guy was a merchandiser, and he was a strange dude from the get-go. He was, I want to say, like 38 years old and, making $12 an hour as a merchandiser or something. It's like, you think he would have some other kind of full-time job or something. I mean, he presented okay. It wasn't like he was a mutant or something like that. So it's like, what's his goal here? Why is he doing this? What is going on? This was strange. And he was a quirky fellow, but, we all got our quirks. I don't, but most people do have quirks.
It's just wild to think about that way back then. He was like closer to the age we are now.
And I don't even know. I've just imagined him being really old at all times. He could have been one of those guys that looked like he was,
He was like a year younger than
a year younger than me and just looked really old. I don't know. But long story longer here, Angie, of course. That's where I first met him. And he was strange, not the fastest worker, but he showed up most of the time. Just kind of your flowing through life worker or whatever. But later on, I got promoted. I was the boss. I became his boss along the way. And I'll never forget when I first became boss, I got a call from a good friend of the channel, Tom Gordon. And Tom won't mind saying his name here, evoking the name of Tom Gordon and Fulci in the same.
He'll watch it and say,
Tom probably get in the comments there. Tom's a legend. Tom's a real one. And one of these days, Tom's going to sit in this seat over here. And we're going to swap some retail stories.
That ain't all you're going to swap.
We might swap more things than one. But Tom and I go back over 20 years at this point. I can't believe that. 2 decades.
Did you know him before you knew me, or did you meet him?
No, I knew you before. The old silver fox Tom Gordon is what he is. Yeah. So shout out to Tom Gordon watching, of course. But he was working with this guy. We'll call him Doug. That may or may not be his real name, but
just call him Double D.
Double D. Okay. I think the statute of limitations in the court of law are over anyways. It's been over 10 years by now. But old Double D, speaking of Double D's over here, old Angie's in the house. Are you H's? What are you?
No, I'm Double D, exactly.
Double D on the nose, of course. Let's see.
So is this story about me?
Yeah, it is. Prove it. No. But Tom gave me a call. It was a long story again. I'm just going on here, getting off topic. But I'll never forget Tom telling the story about this individual that Tom was working in the aisle, the Oreos, filling whatever, and old Double D tapped him on the shoulder and said, I just puked over there. I just puked over there. And Tom did one of these, like, what? You puked over there? So we'll clean it up. What are you telling me about it? Like, he's his dad
Like
or
he's
something.
a 5-year-old.
It was weird. He puked at the
Pulling on
Walmart.
the jeans. Mom, I puked.
I puked. So it's like, what are we doing? This view is very distracting. Very distracting. It's getting me off here. Oh, yeah, more ways than one. Get me off topic.
You need me to lean forward?
I don't know. I don't know what we need to do. But
Here, I'll let them see.
But where was I? Okay, so he puked. There was that whole story. He
puked.
Yep, he puked all over the aisle and stuff. So that was strange in a nutshell there. But I always knew there was something wrong with this guy. Now, I didn't hire this guy. I didn't hire him. I inherited him when I became manager. But I always knew there was some tomfoolery involved.
You got good instincts.
I do. I can always tell if there's tomfoolery involved. And I had issues with him a few times, just stupid stuff, being late or sleeping, whatever. Just the usual nonsense that you really shouldn't have to ever deal with. But here we are. But then one day I got a call from a grocery manager. And usually when a grocery manager of a store calls me, like, I know a lot of people, 3 decades in the grocery industry. It's unbelievable. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. It's, dare I say, ridiculous. But these guys like to call me on my phone. And they'll be like, hey, Kyle. And I'm like, oh, it's Bob from wherever. I'm like, haven't talked to you in a long time. I'm sure this is a great conversation we're about to have. What can I help you with? And it's always bad. They're always complaining. They never called and say, Kyle, Bread Jesus, how you doing? What's up with you? What have you been doing? There's nothing like that ever. Hardly ever. And it's always.
You weren't Bread Jesus then.
I wasn't. I had short hair back then. Remember that? Those were the days. But he's giving me the whole thing like, hey, you might want to get out to the store right now because I'm looking through the window and I can just imagine him looking from the crow's nest in the store, looking out the window on the phone, the old school rotary black phone or whatever it was. Mm-hmm. One of your employees is out front getting arrested in front of my store. And I'm like, oh
my God.
Perfect. I love it when an employee gets arrested on the job. Now, the nice thing is, in most jobs, this one included, that's kind of job abandonment. If you're supposed to work all day and you get arrested, well, guess what? You abandoned your job. That's at minimum a write-up, possibly a termination. And this guy, like I said, was a little out there, so I wasn't sad to see him go. And he was a part-time employee, so that made it a little easier. You didn't really schedule him unless you really needed him. That was the nice thing of part-time. But he was getting arrested out there, and I immediately, of course, super sleuth KP right here, I went to the old internet, and I typed up some stuff real quick, kind of like Shawn Michaels. It was kind of like that. No, I'm a fast typer. I'm like 2,000 words a minute. It's wild, but I just go. Home run keys, I'm buzzing. Mario teaches typing. He taught me once upon a time. But where we live, you could look up like arrest records, who's in jail, all that kind of stuff. Not every state can do that. But where I am, I can do that. And you can just type up, I'm a taxpayer, I can do it. Type in his old name there. And what do I see? Obviously, I see the arrest from today or that day. I see the mug shot. I'm like, oh boy, that's a classic one. But I'm looking at this, but then I'm looking at his record. And I'm looking at like check forgery, DUIs. I mean, there was all this different stuff. And I'm just thinking immediately, what the heck? I thought we did background checks at this place. This is a major organization I'm a part of here. One of the world's biggest, everybody knows about. I'm like, why is he hired here? With DUIs, he should be immediately out. He should be out with check forgery, all this kind of stuff. He should have never got hired here. And I immediately said, shenanigans. Shenanigans aplenty. So I get the phone. I call HR. They're speed dial number 2, of course, HR. You're number 1, lucky you. I call HR up, and HR just the bane of my existence most of the time, especially when I was a manager back in the day. Always trying to do things by the book, not wanting to, I was like MacGyver.
I remember you sent him an email of it, and you were like, do we do background checks? Or something like that.
It was pretty much that. I like, do we even do background checks in this organization?
We did.
And then they were all offended. It's always these ladies in HR. There's never guys in HR, and that's just sexist if you ask me. Maybe I'll get into HR one of these days, and I'll toe it like it needs to be. But I remember them just being so like, oh, you kidding me? You don't know what you're talking about.
Well, weren't they like, you don't have a right?
Yeah, so then they said to me, you don't have a right to snoop into his background. Like, I certainly do. I am a taxpayer here, and you can do that. Anybody can do that. And they were giving me the business, like, I pay taxes. You want to pay my taxes? If you want to pay my taxes for me, I won't look at that website if that makes you happy. But long story short, they started doing a little bit of investigating here, a little background stuff. But obviously, he got out of jail. I don't know, a day or two later, he came back. I wrote him up for this because you always got to take any chance you can to write somebody up, especially if you want them to get out of the organization. You got to do that kind of stuff. But there was definitely shenanigans in that thing. And then as they went a little bit deeper into things, actually the rule of hiring at this organization did change because of this incident here. As, I don't know, maybe you hire people currently, you usually have to form 2 different forms of ID. It's like an I-9 form is what it's called. It's been a long time since I've had to fill them out, but I used to have to be there in person. If I'm hiring Angie, I'm like, Angie, what are you going to do? How bad do you want this job? What are you going to do? And then you just tell Angie, and then see what she'll do. No, you get the I-9 form out.
I never have to fill out an I-9.
No, you don't.
I'm in.
No, you're just in. So, anyways, you can sit them down, you fill out the I-9, and then they have to form 2 different forms of identification. Usually it's Social Security card and a license work. Some people use their passport. There was other things you could do, but Social Security and driver's license were what usually people used. Well, but when this guy was hired, it was all done over the phone, over the computer. Nobody saw him in person, none of that kind of stuff. It was all done like that. So very strange. But the reason that came up around the same time, it was a weird coincidence. And it's like all this kind of stuff happened at the same time. So he got arrested, came back a couple days later. They're investigating what the heck's going on, how this guy slipped through. Then all of a sudden, we get a call, and it's about him, but he's trying to get, what's it called?
Unemployment?
Unemployment, yes, exactly. He's trying to go, I'm like, wait a minute, he still works for us here, and they were trying to confirm. Long story short, this guy that got arrested, he had stolen his dad's identity. His dad got let go from his company. He filed unemployment, and they said, no, we're not giving you unemployment. You're still working. His son had stolen it. They had the same name. They had the same name.
A little senior,
the junior senior thing going on. So we started investigating, looking at it. HR goes, they pull the ID that he sent in. What do you know? It was his dad. He put all of his dad's information down. His dad's, all that stuff, stole all of his dad's ID. So then there's tax implications on that one. Was he paying his taxes? Who knows what was going on? Like a lot of shenanigans in that thankfully I didn't have to be involved in with all of this. But he had stolen his dad's identity. And then the next thing you know, all of a sudden I get a call from our HR lawyer department. And I'm like, well, what the heck is this? So this is what I worked for Kraft Foods at the time. No longer, I think Kraft Heinz now, I think is what they are. Kraft Foods, one of the biggest. Everybody knows Kraft. They called me up and said, Kyle, we need you to go to the courthouse. You're going to represent the organization in court. And I said, what? I did one of these. No. I said, wait a minute. In court, I can't do that. I'm not a lawyer.
I'm just a baby.
They said, it's an open shut case. She'll be able to handle it. And crazily enough, I did think at one time I was going to be a lawyer. I thought as a kid I was going to be a lawyer because I don't lose. I'm like Parker Lewis. If you know Parker Lewis, he doesn't lose. Kyle doesn't lose either. But I was like, I don't know. I'm like 28 years old. I don't know how to. I've never been in a courtroom. I've never been arrested. I don't know what's going on with this.
I can't even order in a drive-through.
And that's true. To this day, I still can't order through a drive-through. I make Angie lean over. I make her lean over.
Screaming like an animal.
I pull up. I say, you do it. I usually do. I do one of these. I lean back.
You just want me to lean over you.
I do. But Angie, you order. I don't like talking to people. It's weird. I talk to people all day long. I don't want to talk to Johnny come lately at the drive-thru. I don't want to do it. But I was pretty nervous about going to court. I'd never been to court. Didn't know what to get myself into. I didn't even know. You got to go downtown. You got to go park and pay. It's a whole thing. You should just think about me in jury duty when I had to do that. That's another story. But I'm down there and I'm in the court case. I got my suit on because I figured you got to dress nicely. I've always seen it in TV and stuff. So I'm there. I'm sitting in this like waiting room thing and I'm sitting next to this other guy. I don't know anybody there. I'm just there representing the company. And they're like, Kyle, it's an open shut case. It'll be extremely easy. Trust me. We don't need to fly people in for this. You got it. You can handle it. I'm like, you got way more faith in me than I do. But I'm sitting there and all of a sudden this guy's like, oh yeah, I just hate being here. And I'm like, yeah, how do you think I feel? And then I found out and put 2 and 2 together. The guy sitting by me was the guy that I fired's dad, who was part of this.
Senior.
Yep. So this is part of and that's what the court case was to prove, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
His identity so he could actually get his unemployment.
Yes.
Right, or whatever.
And to get through that whole rigmarole stuff.
How did they get, like, when you get the W-2 at the end of the year and all that, how did the dad not catch that? Because he had to have filed that.
Yeah. And his dad.
Did he just not file?
I don't remember how that happened, but I remember he had everything going to this P.O. box. Because that was part of it. Is like, how did this happen? How did we not see this or whatever? And I said, well, here's the address or whatever. And they said, and I remember his dad saying, that damn P.O. box. And he got in trouble one time with some like adult material out of that thing or something. I forgot all about that story until you just brought that up. But you did mention that. But I'm sitting next to the guy there, and he just goes, 38 years ago, I should have pulled out. That's what he just dead serious just said that to me, and I'm just like cracking up laughing. Like he just said that. And then he goes, he said, Kyle, you know why alligators are great? Alligators eat their young. I should have done that too. I should have ate him. Oh, cannibalism. Perfect. But
Double D's mom's long gone.
Oh, I don't know. She wasn't involved, so I don't know where she was in the picture. I didn't ask. But
she got the hell out of there.
But then, we get called into the courthouse, that whole thing, and I go and I sit down, and then, I don't know, I had to listen for a little bit of some other stuff going on, but then they called me up to, like, the stand thing, I had to put the hand on the Bible, said I'd tell all the truth, and I'm kind of sweating. I'm like, what are they going to do to me here? But it was, like, the most simple thing. These lawyers were right. Are you Kyle Peterson? Yes. Little did they know. But are you? And then, do you work at this organization? Yes. Are you the immediate supervisor of this guy? Yes. Is this double D? No. And that's basically what it was. Now, you ever seen this person before? Has he ever worked for your organization? No. Okay, you're dismissed or whatever. So it was pretty simple. And then I think, if I remember right, it's not like there was a jury or anything. The judge, it was like an open shut case. So you sat back down, and like 5 minutes later, they talked, did something else. Double D didn't even show up for it. So I think they knew right then and there it was an open shut case. So anyways, I got to leave and all that whole kind of thing. So it was no big deal. But during all this, they still had the investigation to terminate Double D. He had still not been terminated out of my company. But this is like a 3-week window. But, they investigated. They got HR. It's a whole thing. But they finally, they being HR, called me up and said, Kyle, you're going to terminate Double D, unfortunately. He's going to the unemployment line real quick. So they rented like a Ramada, like a huge conference room, like ballroom thing. And I walk into this thing, and there's just one, and they like had it all set up over the phone. Once again, don't we have people to come in for these kind of things? And it's not like I live in a podunk town or something like that. We're in a decent sized city. We go in this huge Ramada, and I walk in, like the Ramada people show me, and I'm just looking around like, what the heck are they?
Giant echoey room.
Like, what is this? It's a massive room, and then just in the middle of the room is one of those circle tables with those annoying chairs that they have, those kind of things. Then there was one of those big, like, speaker phones in the center of the table. And, like, I sat down. I'm like, okay, so I'm sitting here, and I'm waiting. And then Double D walks in. It's like, welcome. And I yell across the whole room, and he has to walk. It's so awkward and big. Like, there was no little room we could have got anywhere. And we're sitting there. I'm like, okay, we got to sit here. And I just had to sit there. And then I hit the button. Like, once he was there, I was supposed to hit this button. And then HR came on. And then, like, HR read the rights or whatever and basically said, you're terminated. And I just had to be there to, like, witness it and get the signature. Which was weird because I think this is more important of a case. They had to do it that way. Where the other firings I had to do every other time I fired somebody at this company, it would be me sitting down with another manager, and we'd sit down and go through it all. But HR wasn't on the phone. But they were on the phone for all this one here. And it was weird. I sat there. It was kind of nice for me because I didn't have to do anything except push the button and end the button. So that was pretty easy. And get his signature and then mail it and all that kind of fun stuff. But, they said blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yep, I accept it. I mean, he knew he was going to be fired here. He knew it was the end of the line for him, like he was traveling Wilbury. So it was all over for him. So then we hang up here, we just sit there, and he stands up and he says, by the way, he goes, I'm getting married in like 2 months. Would you be my best man?
I knew this was coming. I just remembered it.
And I just like looked at him like, what? It's like, we're not even friendly or anything. Like we knew each other. We were acquaintances and we just went through this whole process. And I said, no, no. And I think he got married because I saw him one other time at like the mall or something like that. So he did get married. I don't know if he's since divorced or what happened there, but it was one of the strangest tales ever. And I feel like there was even more to that story that I can't even remember. It's been so long. But it was crazy to have to go represent myself in a court case. What an adventure.
I just can't imagine how many times he burned Double D Senior. Like it had to have been
that's what he said.
Many times.
Yeah, that's what he said. It wasn't a good relationship. That poor dad just working.
And he was he living with him?
I don't remember how that was. I forget. He had like a P.O. box though.
Because like, why do you have to do the P.O. box if he had his own residence?
Must have been.
Must have lived together.
He said that P.O. box. His dad was all frustrated. All frustrated about that P.O. box. Oh my gosh. So that is another version of Tales from Retail. A wild one if there ever was one.
You need to get a P.O. box.
I do. I need to work on that.
And I'll be saying that damn P.O. box.
Yep. You never know. That's when the ladies will really start sending me stuff. It'll be great. But there it is, Angie. That is a Tales from Retail. And now it's time to close it up with a twist. It's time for some final thoughts. All right, Angie, it's time for a few final thoughts with a little bit of a twist. As Angie, this week, we got a little question of the week. And if you want to be the question of the week, email the KylePetersonShow@gmail.com. You too could be the question of the week, or stick it in the YouTube comments if you want to. But we do got a question of the week, but we got a new segment here, Angie. 62 episodes in, and we got a new segment.
Oh,
yes,
God.
it's true.
What's happening?
It's time for the angry comment of the week.
Oh, God.
All right, Angie, it's time to start highlighting some of the viewer hate that we get. We get a lot of nice comments. I would say 99.9% nice comments. But between this and YouTube, you're bound to get some negative comments. Some people that are just out of their control, crazy. Who knows what their reason is? I'm not exactly sure.
I feel like you made it when you got the trolls.
It's fun. I do enjoy it. And the funny thing is, we've talked about it before. I've blocked a lot of people. Not as many as some of you guys thought I blocked 5,000 people. I think it was 69 at the time. I think it was 69. I think it's about 71 now. But the funny thing is, when you block somebody, apparently they don't know they're blocked. So they keep saying comments, but it's like they're just talking to themselves. They don't know that. That's what I've been told. I don't know that. I should try to...
Is this person blocked?
No, I didn't block this person yet, so we'll see what happens here. But we got a very interesting comment here. Angie, are you ready to read this comment here? You got to read it.
Maddie J. Gallo.
Maddie J. Gallo, a real one.
If there ever was a lazy do-nothing, it's this dude. Like, get an effing job, you spoiled little boy. Cuck.
Yeah, that's about fits, doesn't it? So old Maddie J. Gallo, maybe look him up, see what he's up to
You think he was trying to say F-U-C-K or C-O-C-K?
No, he was saying that.
Oh.
Yeah, you better look up that definition of what that means.
Oh, that's an actual thing?
Yeah.
Cuck?
Angie doesn't know what that is, but apparently Angie needs to look that up. So that's quite the comment here. That was his first ever comment on this channel, which is crazy because a lot of people think this is my job. Like, maybe that's what he's assuming, that this is a job, which it could be a job. It's a job for a lot of people. There's a lot of people, that's all they do. But I do wish. I wish this was my job. This guy's got no idea how many hours I work. I bet you I work double the amount at my day job that this guy works.
He'd cry. He'd call in sick.
He would call. And I don't know. I worry about this guy too and his child bride that he's pictured with. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with that. So a little dangerous. I can't believe somebody would comment something like this. It's wild to me, but you're always going to have this stuff. And I want you guys to be able to enjoy this kind of stuff every once in a while because sometimes they're so comically funny and over the top too. Random. I mean, just some of the hate comments is just crazy.
I've never heard anybody call you lazy. That's the most shocking part.
And now I've been called lazy, so I don't know what to do with my life at this point. So shout out to Maddie J. Gallo, the real one of the week. I looked him up. I said, who is this guy? Do I know this? Is this like a thing? I looked him up on Facebook, and let's just say he's an interesting character if you look him up on Facebook. We'll just say he's out there.
Hopefully he births a double D. He can just... I
don't think he's going to have any kids.
Oh.
That's all. I'm just going to leave it at that. You guys can look him up if you want to. It's scary. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see.
It.
But now we got another question. We got the real question from the week, and it's from a real one, a good brother out there, Josh Clinton, 31682. You want me to read this one?
Yeah.
It's so long. Angie doesn't like to read these long ones here. Luckily, I love to hear my own voice, Angie.
Perfect.
You know, and that's the other thing. You know what else grinds my gears, since we're on topic? Every time I do a top 5 or a top 10 list, people say, these lists are too long. Like, because I say number 5 and I give the reasons why and I lead up to it and stuff. It's like the beauty of a top 5.
This is my list.
I do say that. It's my list. Put your list in the comments below. But there was some guy that posted this week and said, basically, I should just wrap these videos up in like 15 seconds. So I should basically do the intro and then just read them off 1 through 5 and then call the video at like 30 seconds.
Oh, God, you could never. That's what I would do.
Like, what is that, though? That's not a video. That's Kyle just like reading 5 lines and being done. So I like to explain it. I like to show my work, Angie. I like to show my work, and you know all about that.
Expansion.
Anyways, back to good friend of the channel, Josh Clinton here. Question of the week: what age did your daughters become too cool to be in your videos or stop caring about what you do on YouTube? I remember early videos, your daughters were often in your videos, but as they've gotten older, they have appeared less and less. So wondering, what age did they become too cool for you and Angie? They're not too cool for me, but they are too cool to me. They hate me. And they like Angie, but they don't like me because I
think puberty took Elle out.
No, it's just... It's hard times. It's hard times. The kids, they just eventually don't want to be there anymore. Elle used to be into wrestling. She used to be in a lot of the stuff. She doesn't like any of it anymore. She likes K-pop and that kind of stuff. And She's just not into any of the channel stuff. Emma was all into Chucky and all the horror stuff, and she grew out of all that. I mean, she still likes that stuff, but she wouldn't be dressed as Chucky doing these kind of things. It's funny, though, this question comes because last week, 2 weeks ago, Friday, whatever it was, we did do a YouTube video where we were on a family adventure, and those two were throwing down over Jurassic Park stuff in the aisle. So they still dabble around in some toy hunts, but that's the best you're going to get. They're not going to appear in any of this kind of stuff. And it's funny is they used to be in a lot of videos, and you refused to be in videos. And now Angie is in videos, and they're not. They've switched spots. So who knows?
But they both love like filming themselves. They both do like edits and little.
And I remember Emma started a YouTube channel once upon a time, and like it drives me nuts because she always starts something and then deletes it. But she had like how many subscribers? Like 200 subscribers or something like that. She was on her way.
She got them quick.
Yeah, and
It was like in like a month.
yeah, I was like, you know how many people would kill for 200, and you're just starting this? So like, just
And
keep
it was
doing
so
it.
cute. What's that called? Like,
Roblox or something.
when you like not screen grab or like a voiceover.
Yeah,
of
so she would basically record her playing Roblox there, but then she would do the like audio
and
talk
her
over
voice
it.
was so dang cute.
And she would talk over it all and like explain it and tell funny stories along the way. I mean, and like obviously that's not for people watching this and me, it's not for us, but little kids love that kind of stuff. And she was really growing that. And then just one day, I don't want to do it anymore. I want to delete the channel. I'm like, no, you don't delete the channel. You got the subscribers.
I think I saved the videos and kind of like hid them.
Well, you don't got the channel anymore though.
No, but it's just tied to my YouTube.
Are you sure?
100%.
Oh, well, maybe we can resurrect it. Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, so she had all these videos and it was a great thing. And she just abandoned ship. It was it. And so it was a very strange thing. But
now they just make K-pop edits.
I guess. So yeah, they're too cool for school. There's no doubt about that.
Are they
Angie.
too cool?
I guess. Yeah, I don't think they are. But it is sad. I wish they were here. And that's why we need to have a little boy. I don't know. Angie's not up for it, though. She's just not up for it. I'm always up.
I can't.
I'm always up.
You are always up.
I'm always up. But that's it. That is the question of the week. Just a couple of years ago. It's just, it goes quick, folks. They always tell you it goes quick. But I've always known that because everybody's always told me it goes quick. So I already knew that. And people say it goes quick. I'm like, yeah, I've heard that a million times. I know.
What if
it
this
goes
boy,
quick.
what if we birthed a little Double D or a little Maddie? What was his name again?
Matty Gallo. I don't see that happening. I just don't. I think it's going to come the tradition of my grandpa, my dad, me, just salt of the earth, manly men, hardworking men. Yeah, you go from a superintendent of schools to a CEO of an insurance company down to bread Jesus. That's what's the next step. Janitor?
Not good.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Maybe janitor would be a better job. I'm not sure on that either. But
Oh my God.
who knows? Who knows? But speaking of jobs, Angie, a little Easter egg here. I might have a new job, and you might be joining me on that job. We'll see if Angie's invited or not. But you guys ever? Yeah, I'll save it. Real ones will be into it though, so we'll see. We're working out. I'm gonna go this week. We're gonna discuss it a little bit.
Have a little meeting.
It's gonna be a little meeting, a little business meeting. It's not bread Jesus related.
You don't have to wear a suit.
I don't have to wear a suit. I can wear this if I want to. You guys ever seen the Home Shopping Network? Think of that. It's kind of like that, but different. Fingers crossed. We'll see what ends up happening. We'll do something. But big things happen around here. You know me. I'm always doing power moves.
I might be
left
selling
and
my
right.
undies,
Left and right. Well,
but I don't even wear them.
see, yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. That's the thing that really grinds my gears too. Is like if Angie took over my Instagram and did like provocative pictures with like action figures, like just put them on here, she'd have like 5 times the amount of followers just off one post. Where I'm there grinding away, putting in the work, putting all this, and it's just
It's just crazy. I don't piggyback off you. I really
tomfoolery at
Quit
its
my
best.
job.
Yeah, because Angie doesn't like to support her family. She likes me to do it all. She wants me to do it all. She just wants to bask in the glory. She's going to hop on her Harley and ride off to Sturgis is what she's going to do.
Oh my God.
With Rocky Dennis.
I'm supposed to look bohemian.
Well, Angie, we've said enough. It's enough here. Let's call it quits. Let's call it quits. You're always
Let's
down.
take a nap.
No, I don't know about that. I got a lot of work to do still. You can go to bed. I got to work through the night as usual. But here we are. This is the end, episode number 62, which means episode number 63. Why don't we do it again next week? Next week's going to be an important one. We're probably going to try some He-Man donuts. We're gonna review that He-Man movie. I'll probably review the new Paul McCartney album, and you never know what twists and turns may take during the week. It's always a long week, as we know. But if you guys, of course, want to be the question of the week, put it in the comments below in the YouTube video or email the KylePetersonShow@gmail.com. Check out Patreon. Check out YouTube channel memberships for early access to all the videos, Q&As, giveaways, bonus stuff, you name it. It's all going over there. It's your best way to support the channel. You guys know that by now. And Angie, before we leave, though, you know what we
I
should
thought
do?
you were going to forget.
You know what we should do? Angie, so what did we learn today? What did we learn today? Angie's like, I don't know what we learned.
I don't know.
What did we talk about today?
It's been
What did we eat?
It's been a long time since the beginning of this.
It feels like it's been like a... Look at this girl.
It's been 48 hours.
It feels like it's been a day since we started this video, at least.
Definitely Double D.
Double D.
Emma stuff. Kids done with school. Did we talk about that?
Wax
Did we
museum.
talk about the
Wax
kids?
museum. What did we
Talked about
eat?
The kids. We ate some Chips Ahoy. Talked about Double D. You know, the usual. That's like a day in the life.
Unbelievable.
Eat,
And you
sleep,
just,
talk about the kids. Talk about the Double Ds.
Angie is truly too poor to pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
Too poor to pay attention. That's what she is. So there it is for episode number 63. Angie, tell everybody goodbye in your own special way.
You can say bye to these Double Ds.
Oh, get out of here.
Dance, so we're gonna play.
When the time comes to go down, in a river of trouble, love and a mountain ground, just hold